Do you freeze up when you talk to people or fear the conversation before it ever begins? Hey, it's Jenna Hoover, and in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to share with you 3 ways to get over your fear of talking to people, and I'll share with you the biggest mistake that you can make that will kill your credibility instantly. When I first got started, I realized I had to have a lot of conversations, which was super intimidating. Now I've done over 40 deals and realized that real estate is entirely a people business. If you have a fear of talking to people or lack good people skills, what do you fear the most? Let me know in the comments. Let's go over the 3 ways to get over not having great people skills. The first way to get over your fear of talking to people is to be prepared. How do you prepare yourself for the conversation? First, by educating yourself about real estate investing. You don't need to have advanced knowledge out of the gate, but you should understand the real estate investing life cycle and the steps to complete a real estate deal. This will help you be confident when you talk to people. The level of fear that you experience is directly related to your confidence, and your confidence is directly related to your education. There's a lot of education out there online and on the Realeflow blog about how to talk to sellers, private lenders, contractors, and more, so check those out. The second way to prepare yourself for conversations is by having scripts that you practice. Scripts are a guide that are meant to give you talking points and questions that you can use along the way. They aren't meant to be read word for word. You should have a script or an outline when talking to sellers, private lenders, and contractors. You can get Realeflow's free scripts and guides on how to talk to sellers, lenders, and contractors. I'll put a link in the comments for you if you're interested. Now that you're prepared for the conversation, it's time to practice. This will be a little less uncomfortable once you have a few scripts like we just talked about. The best way to practice is to start talking to sellers. Find some for sale by owner properties on Craigslist or other for sale by owner sites and start calling them. Then go through the script. Start off with 5 to 10 calls a day and then work your way up. If a property seems like it might be a deal, go out and meet with the seller in person, walk the property, and estimate repairs. If it's not a deal for you as an investor and you're an agent, then try to get the listing or refer them to a real estate agent that you know. Always be trying to find a solution for them. If it still doesn't work out, then politely let them know that you just don't think the property is the right fit for you. Think of buying a property as buying anything that you would in a store. You have the right to come in and check something out and then not buy it. You can say no at any time and walk out before you get it under contract. Even then, there's still ways to back out, so don't fear the conversation if it's not a deal. Now that we've started talking to sellers, start attending networking events in your area and start meeting other investors and lenders. You'll start feeling more confident the more conversations you have. So get out there and start practicing. What are some of the ways you practice? Let everyone know in the comments. The first 2 tips are about you. The last and most important tip to getting over your fear of talking to people is by focusing on them. This starts by asking them questions and then actually listening. Remember, people love talking about themselves and ultimately care most about their objectives, not yours. So listen and show empathy. It's important that you listen to them and make their cares and objectives your highest priority in the conversation. If you do that, they will do business with you. The biggest mistake I see real estate investors making often is trying to have all of the answers and faking it through a response. This is also a big fear of new investors, the fear of not knowing the right answer. I'm going to let you off the hook right now. It's okay if you don't have all the answers. No one does. If someone asks you a question that you don't know the answer to, simply say something like, "That's a great question. I think I know the answer, but I want to double check just to make sure." Or something like, "That's a great question. I've never been asked something like that before. Let me do some research and then I'll get back to you on that." What you've now done is shown them that you really do care about what you tell them and that you don't want to misinform or mislead them. You've also now created a follow-up conversation. So if you don't know the answer to a question, people will respect that. Also, be excited that you now have something that you can go learn and store away for future conversations. How do you respond when someone asks you a question that you don't know the answer to? Leave it in the comments. I'd love to read them later. Check out the link in the description to get your copy of Realeflow's Real Estate Investing Toolkit that is full of scripts and guides to help you talk to people at each stage of the real estate investing life cycle. Let me end with this. How many sellers are you going to talk to this week? Let me know in the comments. Happy investing.